Hello and welcome to Arbil 4x4. I'm Travis O'Leary and this is Simon Pickin, who's the Business Development Manager of Arbil 4x4, and today we're going to be discussing wire versus synthetic rope. So first of all, Simon, could you tell us why it's important to choose the right rope for your winch?
Absolutely. I think the first consideration is making sure that everything in the line system, the recovery system that you're using, is matched correctly to the load rating of the winch. Absolutely the first thing. So there are different types of rope. We know there's basically a wire rope and there's a synthetic rope, but there are also different grades of wire rope. But the most important thing is to make sure that we're working to a correct safety factor, which should always be not less than 2-to-1. So the braking load of the rope needs to be double the actual rated load of the winch itself.
Does the type of vehicle or kind of terrain affect the choice of winch rope?
Yes, Travis, it does. So the thing that we have to remember is that any kind of rating for line pull is based on a free rolling load. So the minute you apply gradient or any sort of friction from a vehicle being stuck, mud, whatever it may be, then that has an effect on the load that you're pulling. So it's important to make sure that you understand how you're actually going to be able to use your whole recovery rig to make sure that you've actually got, starting with the winch, the right winch for the type of recovery that you're going to be doing, self-recovery or whatever. And from that point, then you need to make sure that all of the other components are matched to it.
What would the maintenance needs be for different types of winch ropes?
It's a very good question. And I think it's something that a lot of people tend to forget, and that is that a winch rope should be frequently inspected, whether it be a wire rope or a synthetic rope. So with a wire rope in particular, you're looking for any sort of signs of corrosion, especially broken strands. If you have a broken strand on a wire rope, then you are witnessing the premature signs of rope failure. With synthetic rope, the biggest enemies are ultraviolet from sunlight and heat. So it's important to make sure that those two things are taken care of, that the rope hasn't been overheated on the drum, because the heat from the motor will dissipate through the drum, which is part of the design of any winch. The other thing that you need to look for are signs of fraying on the outside of the synthetic rope.
Are there specific types of ropes you'd recommend for off-road enthusiasts versus commercial users?
Definitely. And I think that a lot of enthusiasts are now warming to fibre rope, to synthetic rope. It is more expensive, but it is a lot safer when there's a failure. And I think that one of the things that's actually quite important, and I've seen this, is that people are not really aware of how safety and winching really go hand in hand. And you see people, standing in places where they could very, very easily be hit by flying debris if a rope actually failed. And I think that if you have a synthetic rope, you're mitigating risk enormously.
Can wire and synthetic ropes be interchanged on any winch, or are some winches better suited to one type?
That again is a really good question. The answer to it is largely yes, but not absolutely. So the first thing to consider is the actual fixing to the drum of the rope itself. The second thing is to remember that, especially with some older winches from before fibre rope was a big deal, because the actual characteristic of the tension curve, if you like, of a synthetic rope on the surface of the drum being quite different from that of a wire rope, a synthetic rope can actually buckle an older type of drum.
Is there anything else about winching and recovery that's worth mentioning?
I think the most important thing is, and we did mention this a little bit earlier on, but it's something which catches people out, and that's making sure that all of the equipment that you use in the recovery sequence is actually matched to the safety factor that you're using for the winch that you have. So it's very, very easy to accidentally use a shackle, as an example, which is not rated for the right load. And in winching, things like this are really important because it's that weakest link that will fail. And if you have a failure under load, it can be a disaster.
Thank you very much, Simon.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
If you want to see more from us at Arbil 4x4, make sure you click subscribe and like our video, and also check out our site in the description. Thank you very much for watching.